All right. I'm live. What's happening, guys? Let's see what's going to happen here. Gotta go live on Instagram. Live on Instagram. We're live on Instagram. What's happening? Ay, no sé si me veo completo ahora. Hey, if I go like this, then no. But it's good. It's good right there, right? All right, what's going on, guys? I have more echo in my microphone now because I took some stuff out. I'm clearing out the studio. I have a termite problem, and yeah, gotta move some stuff to my house, probably without making music for a while. But let's see what happens. You know, we all hope for the best, but dealing with termites is a drag. It's a real drag. All right, so yeah, welcome everyone. Anybody who's on Instagram, welcome. You can go watch the high quality stream on YouTube, and while you're there, go and subscribe, okay, so that you know when I go. Robert Zola Boss says here in Instagram, says ¿Qué música haces? I'm not really commenting on Instagram, bro. So if you want to go down and see the music that I make, go over to YouTube on my channel. You're going to see it in the link of my bio. You can go over to YouTube and subscribe there. But today, today's live stream, I'm just going to be talking about a sports beat that I made that was actually accepted by a music library. Today I got the email that they accepted the beat, and the beat will be in their catalog. So another win for us here. So today I was thinking about just maybe just sharing with you the project of the beat, walking you through what I did to make that beat, the sounds that I used, mixing techniques or whatever. So I think that's what we're going to be doing today, just showcasing off a beat that was accepted today. And the reason I'm going to do that is because after this video, I have to export all the stems so that I can deliver that beat, at least today. All right, so yeah, let's get out of here now. Let me go to my DAW real quick here. All right, let's go to the DAW. So here we are in my DAW. Hope you guys can see it. I was going to check actually how my stream was running. So I need to check that. And any noises that you hear from outside, then I'm sorry. You know that happens. Just give me a second here and we'll get to this. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the beat for you guys. I'll just play the beat for you, and then I'll walk you through the sounds that I use and everything. All right. So it's called No Rest to Be the Best. All right, there you got it. No rest to be the best. Yeah. In today's live stream, we're just gonna be talking about this beat and how we did it. So right out of the bat, first of all, it's in 175 BPM because I like to work on double time. But most sports beat that you find around, like more sports briefs, better said, when you get a sports brief to make beats like this, they might even ask for a tempo way lower than that, like 120, 115, 90. So, but you can take that and work in double time. I just like working in a double time tempo so that I can get the feel for it. Even though 175 is not even like, it's maybe like 80 something, right? In BPM. So, you know, it's not even that fast if you were gonna think about it like that. But yeah, so it's a 175 tempo and the key is B minor. I'm gonna go really quickly first to all this section, which is the melodic section. And then we'll go to the blue section, which is the drums, and the red sections, which is the 808. But let's start with this section right here. Let me take out this automation lane. We're using Havoc. Today we used, for this beat, I used Havoc, this Real Synth Instruments VST. I got it really cheap on Black Friday, and I just wanted to try some new sounds out. And, you know, out of a 10, I'll give it like an 8 or 9, you know, for their sounds. I won't say it's a 10 because, you know, I really still haven't even used it that much to know. But yeah, we used Havoc to make most of the chords in this section. So right here we got the chords that I used to make this beat. It's a B minor, then E, and it's also an E minor, I think. Yeah, G and an F sharp. So goes from the B to the E to the G to the F sharp. You know, I'm not really sure what. I think it's a 6th and then a 5. No. It's a 6 and then a 2 and then a 5 and then a 7, something like that. 1 2 5 7 or something like that. I don't know. But basically, these are the chords. I'm gonna play it for you here. This one is this Brass Legion kind of preset, so that I started off to make the chords. So they sound like this. It's like a pad, like a brass pad kind of thing. See? I like that I did that there. That was a mistake, but it sounds nice. It's the same chords all the time. Then I have this pattern right here, this pattern going on here, also a Havoc pattern. Let's see what kind of instrument I used for this. This is a synth called the Avenge preset, and I used it with the same chords as the first instrument, and these chords are just doing a little layer. So let me just play that on itself. They're just brighter than the other brass synth preset. And the thing with this is that it's also on the right, so I panned them both just to give it a little space. As you can see here at the end, I got 2 more chords, which are the F sharp and the A, and just wanted to add those 2 chords as transition. So I'm gonna play the 2 layers by itself so that you can listen. These are the 2 instruments that I'm using. A synth and a brass kind of preset. So right there, and then with those chords and those sounds, I'm already building a foundation. So I said, like, this is what I'm gonna be using. This is the foundation of my beat. These are the chords. This is the mood. Let's continue layering up. So here we have like a little lead kind of thing going on. It's also using Havoc, the lead alpha preset. This is what it does. That's the preset, and I added a couple of effects to this sound. So the sound by itself sounds like this. But when I add a little bit of reverb, sounds like this. Sounds more like in the background, epicness. And then a little cold fire distortion and giving some grittiness. Yeah, it just makes it sound gritty. And that's kind of what I was looking for. This is the whole section right here. But I just decided to cut it right here. So it gives it... I think it was there, or was it here? Yeah, right here. And then this other sound that I have is also from Havoc. It's a plug. It's a mystery plug. It's the same as this progression with the lead sounds right here. It's the same, but with a different sound, just to layer difference. So I use this one for like a part on the verse or something where it's a little bit more smoother than the other gritty one, and leave the gritty one for the parts that need that energy. Yeah, so you got those. Then I'll play the chords with this lead sound so that you listen to that. And that's it. Next for these sounds, oh great. Sorry about the interruptions always. I always get interrupted every time that I'm here. Always get interrupted, don't worry. All right, let me see if I can get into the flow of things again. After that, after all this section, let me play the section again because I got a little confused there by my interruptions. Yeah, that's kind of the motif or whatever you want to call it, the sounds. And then, so I got this section right here, the strings. These string sections were actually made with the strings VST from UJam. Now, I cannot use them because I was using them in a trial, in a trial section. And so because of that, the trial is done, I think, and I can't open them anymore, but it was these instruments. Let's see if I can open it up. The thing is that I changed it to audio so that I can use it, later on. But yeah, this is the instrument, strings. It's still running. So yeah, see, 0 days left of my trial, so I gotta buy it now. But it's the Hans Zimmer Symphonic Elements from UJam. So these instruments are pretty cool for epic orchestral stuff. So that's the one of the presets that I used was from the strings VST from UJam. And so some of them are like they sound like one shots, but some of them sound they have like an arpeggiator or some kind of sequencer already embedded into the preset. So I tried using some of those that could work, and believe it or not, most of them worked really well with the arpeggiator and the sequences. But I can't show you the exact notes that I played on the keyboard to make this pattern, but I'm pretty sure it was just like one key that I just pressed and I let the VST do its job. So I'm just gonna play them individually, each track, and you can kind of see what I did. And for your creative purpose, for a creative purpose, you can just take like an inspiration and be like, hey, maybe I can do that. So this is the first one. So that's one. Actually, I can even raise it up a little bit also. And then we got this other layer of strings doing this. This was just a preset that I found. I'm not sure if I did put some effects into it, but this is kind of what it sounded like right out of the bat. And so I just wanted to layer the strings with something. So the two layers play together. So you can tell like that second layer gives it like a grainy kind of texture in the back and the left side, actually, because I have it in the left. Then I have these strings. These were also another preset from their bank, and it just did the panning on itself and everything. So I decided to use that little part there just as another string layer. So I'm gonna play these two. So what I like about that part is just because it's all about the textures and the energy and the rhythm going on. Because in that part, it's kind of like a verse still, and there's only drums in that part, drums, 808, and some stabs. So I didn't want to clutter up the beat a lot with a lot of melodies and stuff in that part. I just wanted to keep the energy going, and I did it by layering a couple of those string patches with the sequences. Next, I got this one, brass. Now, brass also comes from that UJam series, the brass one. Let me pull it up here for you guys. See, I can't use it anymore because the trial is done. But yeah, it was this one, the Hans Zimmer Symphonic Elements, the brass ones. Great instruments, let me tell you. I would really consider buying them, even though I'm saving up to buy the Cine Perks one from Contact. So the brass, let me just play it from the beginning, see, because it goes a little different. If you can tell here in this part where my mouse is pointing at, you can see that these are just like small stabs rather than long notes like at the beginning. But I'll play it through to like almost right here. Like I'll play it right here until I say so. That's it. Like really, really weird stuff. So that's one sound for the brass. The next brass sound is only stabs from the serum bank that I always use. Oh, there's an update available from my account. So must do that. Let's. Oh, sorry guys, I pressed download and now it took me somewhere else. I'll deal with that later. But yeah, the brass tab that I always use from Serum, you can see it on all my videos. I got that preset from Splice. That's all you need to know. You can find it and use it in your productions. It's a brass tab that sounds amazing, and I'm gonna play it for you. That's how it sounds like. Let's wait for the second one. So I like it because it just has that dang, that attack that I need. So both brasses at the same time sound like this. See, one is longer than the other one. The higher one is longer than the other one. And so I only want the serum brass tab. I only want that one for the attack. All right. Then moving on to this last part of the melodies. The last element of the melodies is just a tubular bell going on the one. I got that from a sample. It's called Perk Bell. That's the sample. This is the wave. I added a little bit of reverb. I think I pitched it up half a tone up. And this is how it sounds like. Yep. And so I'll play all the melodies from here because they're almost all there. Play all these melodies right here. And so those are the sounds for the melodies. That was the melodic part of the beat. You can hear it. I showed you there. What do you guys think of it? Yeah, you can see it's kind of like epic and going somewhere, evolving. And now for the drums. For the drums, it's all the blue section are all my drums. Like you can see, I have 12 elements for my drums. I have a kick, I have a snare, a hi-hat, I have a snare layer, a counter snare. I have two perks, one hi-hat perk, another hi-hat perk, reverse open hi-hat. I have one hi-hat, two hi-hats, two different hi-hats. One does this. Let me see if I can get no, not here. One hi-hat does this, and the other one does this. So you can hear the difference, right? And the reverse hi-hat does this. Yeah, I got all these perks too. Got this perk, and got this crash. And then this perk. Yeah, I got those perk right. Now, most of the sound, as you can see here on my screen, it says J Cactus. So yeah, I used the J Cactus Pyroverse trap bundle, which I got in a really great price for what is it called? Black Friday, which is still not going on, but I got a really good deal. And so I bought that pack because I think that trap drum kits are really useful for sports beat and actually beats that plays in general, because there's a lot of trap and hip hop stuff that plays as well on TV. So those are the drums in the blue section, and so I will play them from here, kind of from before the intro. Now I'll just play them right here. Let's see if all the elements are here. Yeah, all the elements will be here. I'm just gonna play 8 bars of this, okay? So you can hear the drums, what they're doing, the groove. Here we go. Wait. Not all these. All right. There you go. Those are the drums. I mean, I could go like one by one, like, oh, look at the kick pattern that I made here. Take it, screenshot it, do whatever, screenshot it or what, or take a picture of it so that you use it if you want to use it in your productions. But I'm not going to go one by one with all the patterns because it's just standard trap. Like if we're going to listen to just the hi-hat, the snare, we're just gonna listen to the snare, the kick, and the hi-hat. So it's like this. Very simple. Very simple. The hi-hats are very simple. And that's it. But then when we add all these other layers, then the drums get a little bit more interesting. Very straightforward, very simple. You don't wanna be get crazy with these. You don't want to be crazy with the hi-hats also. Even though, just use your creativity and be happy with it, But yeah, stuff that I would show maybe. So these kind of perk sounds, they're already made from the pack that I was using, So I went over here and I went to drum fills. I went to, hi-hat rolls, hi-hat stuff, percussion loops, percussion. And then I took some parts of those and I put them where I thought I could use. The brass part sounds awesome. Thank you, man. Not Cow Guts. What's up, Not Cow Guts? Thank you for commenting, bro. Thank you so much. Yeah, the brass parts sound cool. Those instruments definitely make a difference. The brass and the strings from UJam, they're really cool. And you can find a lot of cool brass sounds in other VSTs too, like Heat Up or Anasynth or even Serum. But yeah, those are the drums. Let's see if I can play like maybe the counter snares also so that kind of where I put them, but I will put them in context. So now I'm going to have the kick, the snare, the hi-hat, and the counter snare. So you see where I pocket that counter snare, because I get that a lot. Like people don't know where to put the counter snare or if they even need it. And that happens to me. So this is the counter snare right here. See? Sorry about that. Yeah. So I think that's the most that I'm going to be talking about when it comes to the drums, because really it's just about creating your own bounce. That's what's so fun about creating drums and stuff like that. There's no rule. That's the best part about making music. There are no rules. Just use the bounce that you think fits well. But if you want to get a little technical and complicated with it and give it more bounce, then yeah, add percussion loops, hi-hat rolls, snare layers and stuff like that, and make it really interesting for you. I still think the drums sound very simple, but it does its work. Moving on, we got the J Cactus 808 designer 808 here. For the 808 we used it, the J Cactus one. I just put it on one shot here with this sampler, and I added some compression on it. So let's play the 808 by itself. That's it. It's the same thing all throughout the beat. Let's play with the drums. And that's it. That's it for the drums and the 808. So now, on this part, we're going to be talking about the arrangement. So I'll play the beat and I'll walk you through what I did when it pertaining to the arrangement. All right, so we got the intro here. Sorry, we got the intro here. So as you can see, the intro has the chords. It has that little motif coming in, melody. I got the strings just doing the long notes. Also the brass doing the same long notes. And I got the bell, just like setting the mood for this beat. And right where I'm at the end, at the last two bars, I do this snare thing. So that's just like a snare roll leading into the first hook. And you know, I didn't do it in this beat in particular, but you could also add some transitioning effects and stuff like that to this part, like a whoosh or a reverse, so that when that hook comes in, it feels impactful. We're going to the first hook now. So yeah, hook, 8 bars. What's the hook doing different than the intro? Well, I added the brass tabs, and then I added the different sound. So I added the pluck layer, and obviously added all the drums, and the 808 come in at the hook. So it's different, and that's important. And I always say this. In production music for TV or whatever, cues, what we call cues. In cues, it's important to have something different coming in every 8 or 16 bars, you know. There has to be like evolving things happening in your beat all throughout, so that you can have different edit points and different moods to your one beat. But you're still having that arrangement like intro, verse, hook, chorus, or then a bridge or something like that. For production music, and what has worked for me is like go intro, go hook, and then go to like a verse, right? And then go to like a hook B, verse B, and then a C section, and then come back with a really big hook that has everything. But for now, all right, so we got the first hook here, right? And notice how I finish this. 3, 4, bam, right? So it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, bam, right? So that is what we call a bumper or a stinger or a sting. Usually we make these things at the end of the beat, but it's good to have different stings throughout your beat. Why? Because I don't stress it enough. Edit points, man. Edit points is what really makes a track that is for sync different than a track that is for like an artist or some other stuff. So we got this thing here. This thing only has the 808 and the kick and the brass tabs. That's it. And then we're going to the first verse. Now this first verse, we're gonna check it out right now. As you can see, we got another stinger here, but check this out. This verse, from when it starts, it's like 16, I think it's 16. So it's One, two, three, yeah. So it's like, yeah, 16 bars. So this one I went a little longer, but I wanted to make that verse section. I don't know. I just thought that it could be for like somebody rapping. So when somebody's rapping and they have a lot of lyrics, I think it's best to like have a large verse so that they can bring their idea to like fulfillment, like real fulfillment. So here for the verse, what I did was I took out the counter snare, I took out the hi-hats. As you can see here, I took out the hi-hats, I took out the counter snares, and I also took out the chords. So here is where I left this string. This string is alone here because this is the part where the verse comes out. This is where the artist is gonna shine for real. So, but I layer it with those brass tabs as shown here in yellow, and this bell showed here in like a light blue. So all those layers come together and it doesn't sound empty. It keeps the rhythm going, it keeps the energy going, but also gives space for the artist to do their thing. So let's check it out from here. Let's listen. All right. So for the first 8 bars, it's just straight up normal, just playing the drum rhythm, everything, right? When after the first 8 bars, then I introduce this. And that's just adding a little bit of energy to that last part. So we got these two string sequences going on, and it's just giving it just like filling up the space between. So really this beat is an instrumental one. It's meant to be placed like with voiceover, or if they want to do some editing of highlights and stuff like that. And this part is perfect for if somebody is talking, there's a voiceover, somebody's talking about stats or something, like a sportscaster or something. So this part has all that space and it does not clash with the vocals or the talking. So it's good to have your verses like super simple for that purpose, right? If it makes sense. Right after the eight bars, we introduce the second layer of strings, and then what's very curious about this last part is this. Wait, sorry. So you see, I need to make a transition there, and I didn't just want to make a sting. I wanted to make something that's telling me, oh, it's coming to an end, this section, but then it's going to extend and we're going to enter the next section, right? And this is just also creative freedom. This is not like you have to do this at the second verse or after the second chorus. This is just something that I felt that the beat needed, because I'm always thinking about those edit points. I'm always thinking about what edit point can I add to every end of my verse or end of my bridge or something like that, And in this part, I just heard like maybe a change of harmonies and change of motif. I don't know how to call that in musical terms, but just like a little change of scenery so that you know that there's like a drop coming down. So it goes. And there is just the kick doing this pattern for the kick here. That pattern doing there, There's also I kept the hi-hats, kept this snare, and then bring in that energy crash, that the original crash, I reversed it, right? For the notes, is just doing this. F sharp D, C sharp D, E, D, C sharp, A, B. You know, this is the pattern. Let me just play it with the 808. That's it. What makes it sound trudun is the kick actually. And then here with this Havoc, this Havoc preset, the one with the synth, I think it was. You see, I just did that because I wanted to, you know, just that transition, right? So let's listen to the transition again, everything together. We can even like take out this snare here if we wanted to. But I actually like it. I'll leave it like that. And you can see that this thing is longer than the one before. So that is also another different edit point. This one is longer than the previous one. The sounds that are like tails from these other instruments make a different environment for this other thing. So that's why I think it's very cool. Just leave it, and we'll come back. Right. So this is the second this is the second chorus, like the hook, but without the melody, without the little motif, without that. Sorry about that. Let me stop it there and again explain. And for this part of the hook, I took out some of the perks, the perk rolls, the hi-hat rolls. I took out those, and I took out the motif melody, the one that goes dun, 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 dun. I took those out, and I brought back the brass tabs and everything. Why? Because even if it's like a hook, it's gonna still sound a little empty, so still gives it more space for voiceover, but at the same time still having that energy, you know. So this is hook B. It's coming to an end right now, and we're gonna come into the C part, the C section, which is the bridge. All right. We take out the brass tabs, we take out the kick, we take out the snare, all the snares. We just leave the hi-hats and the counter snares, and we have that clap. We have that clap going on. It's just different layers. All right, let's talk about that really quick. The C section right here. Like I said, we take out the kick, we take out the snare. Why? Because we've been using the kick and the snare the whole beat. So now the C section, the different part, the bridge part, what I like to call, it has to be totally different. So we take out the kick and the snare, and it's like a totally different beat now. We just leave the hi-hats, we leave the layer snare, and we also leave the counter snare just to give it a little bit of bounce, kind of trap bounce. I left these perks also, the perks that go like this. Yeah, that perk, I also left that just to give it like a little ambient, perky kind of sound. And then I brought back the motif, that melody, but I brought the gritty one. I didn't bring back the pluck one. I brought the gritty one, and then I had it layered with these strings, which were the original strings. Right? So let me play that part for you again. Oh, and also we have no bass here. No bass, no 808. As you can see right here in this middle section here, there's no bass. We come in with the kick. After 8 bars, we come in with the kick. But we don't come in with the 808. We just come in with the kick. Right as it's ending, we'll go to this part. Now that part is like a little interlude transition thing that I've learned from my mentors and from listening to a lot of cues and tracks during the years. It finishes here. You could easily like put another part there, but as I said, edit points and things that make your beat sound like it's evolving and it's not just like entering every section like really static. The best thing to do is do small things like this. So this one just goes for like 4 bars. This one goes for 4 bars, and it's just the counter snare doing this. How I make it sound like that? So I went here, did the Cold Fire preset. I put this slap back echo. The distortion Cold Fire is a plugin, I think, from Analog Labs or from Arturia, one of them, and you could get it free with Studio One. So I just got this free the other day, and I've been using it ever since for all of my distortions and stuff, because not only does it distorts, it gives saturation and that grittiness, but it also has modulations and different effects. So it has come very useful. And what I did was I just slapped on the distortion Cold Fire effect, and this is how it sounds. That's it. Like without the distortion, it would just sound like this, right? But with the slap back echo delay kind of thing, it really gives it like a sense of, you know, urgency, something is coming up. And then this last part is all full of effects. It's just this drum loop, this drum fill that I found from the J Cactus pack. This is how it does. That's it. Let me just mute this one and play you this. The drum fill. That's it. And then I got these 2 hits from the FX hits. That hit, and then this one. And then bring in one of these risers from the same pack. All of these are from the prior verse. So yeah, this part, I just put that snare with that slap back delay, kind of distorted effect, and then just added like different effects and layers. It's all about adding these layers to make it sound interesting but also moving. And then it comes to the next part, but what the real magic is here, it's by allowing the other instruments, the tails of the other instruments, by allowing those tails to come in right at that point. It's still silent because you don't see any information here, but the tails have these effects that actually go really well with the transition and makes that transition feel whole, feels like much bigger than what it is. So I'm gonna play it from like 2 bars before, and then you'll hear when it comes to this snare part, that transition parts, notice how the tail of the other effects like the reverb, the delays, the modulations, notice how they also blend well with that effects part. So you could hear it like at the brass tab, when that brass tab hits. The reverb a little bit takes a little bit more space, but then there's also the synth sound, this synth sound. That sound also blends in very well. And then we're at the finale of our beat, which is the hook with all the instruments. We got everything going on here. And now we're coming into the last thing. So yeah, as you can hear, for this last hook, I put everything in it. All the elements of the drums or the elements of the melodies, except for these transitional effects. And for the sting, I use that pattern, the bass pattern again. And for that sting, that last sting, I have the kick, I have the, excuse me, the 808, and I have the 2 chords from Havoc hitting. I got the brass tab, the big brass tab, and I got the perk bell. And so that's a different sting altogether also, because it has more elements than the previous one. Let's take a look. And that's it. And that is the beat, my friends. We can even chop it down to right here. It's 2 minutes 30 seconds, which is a lot for a cue for TV. That's perfect. For the mixing, I mean, pretty straightforward. This is how I level the sounds. I kind of have like some EQ on the kick. And then what I always do is just route everything to buses, and then I process the buses. And so for my drum bus, I use Cymatics Diablo always, and just give it a little bit of soft clipping and some punch, and that's it. Like, all depends, right? But I don't do much to it. And then I have the master Shane. This beat is hitting pretty. Oh, I got this. Okay, skip. It's hitting pretty loudly. -7.8 lux. -7.0. So that's pretty loud. It's pretty good. And we're not clipping because obviously we got a limiter. But yeah, that is it. That is it, you guys. I'm gonna play the beat in the background while I do the outro for this video. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for coming out. I mean, that was it. Let me go here to my cam only. Yo, here we are again. Thank you so much for everybody who came out and talked to me for a little bit. At least not Cow Guts said that the brass parts sounded awesome, so that's cool. I haven't seen what the people on my Instagram are saying. This guy says again, bro, que género produces? Can you just listen? Dude, can you listen to the music and then let me know? But I'll get back to this guy later. Let's see if I can. Yeah. But yeah, guys, like, really, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming out. Really appreciate any feedback, anybody who subscribes today to my channel. Just know I'm here for you guys. If you need any pointers on music production for TV, sports production, how to make beats on Studio One, any information, any questions that you have, leave them in the comments of my videos, and I will get back to you. If you're watching this on Instagram, hey, I'm super grateful, but go over to YouTube and subscribe there and hit that bell button so you know when I'm going live, because I almost always go live Thursdays or Friday, but I still don't have a day that I do it consistently. So when you hit that bell button, you'll get a notification that I'm going live on YouTube, and you don't have to miss out on beautiful beat making and making music live. That's what we're doing. That's what we do. We make music live and then we talk about it. Today we talked about a beat that I made here from the studio, and maybe in the next stream we'll make a beat live, even if it takes 2 to 3 hours, right? Today the stream didn't take that long. We're gonna be going out for 1 hour now, so yeah, it's perfect timing. So if anybody is getting on Instagram or YouTube, let me know in the comments any questions that you have about the beat, about the music, about plugins, about memberships, about how to get your music in sync music libraries. Just let me know in the comments, all right? Or if you want to leave me an email at dillianmode@dillianmodebeats.com. It's dillianmode@dillianmodebeats.com. That's my email. You can shoot me an email there, and maybe we can work something out for you, all right? But as always, it's a pleasure, guys. I hope that you learned something from this video, from my beat walkthroughs. You know, I think they have a lot of valuable information that if you take your time to look, you could definitely benefit from it. Not Cow Gut says, peace out, thanks for the stream. Thank you, bro. We're here always. Just hit that bell button on YouTube so that you know when I'm going live, okay? And follow me on Instagram, Dillian Mo Beats on Instagram, so that you know we can talk on the DMs and you can just see the daily things that I do. Anyways, guys, let me see. We're just 5 minutes away, 4 minutes away from doing this for 1 hour, so I'm not gonna leave yet. I don't want to leave yet, you know. I'm going to be doing now the tedious job of exporting stems. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. Oh, I got a message. See what kind of message I got here. Yeah. All right. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for coming out. I'm gonna leave it there. So I got more stuff to do during the day, and I think that's pretty good for today. If you like this beat, let me know. Hit that like button, all right? And so yeah, so the last hook is coming up from the beat, and after this I will be leaving, okay? But as always, thank you so much for coming out and supporting me on this journey, on this music production journey, you know. If you wish to work with me or anything on beats or something, just shoot me an email or follow me on Instagram, dillianmobeats.com, and on Instagram, and DM me and we'll talk over there, okay? So yeah, guys, thank you so much. Have a great one. Have a great weekend.